All right, James, it is the day of. We have the track booked, we have the canyon roads, we have 3 cars. But there's only 2 of us.
That is true, yeah, we could probably benefit from another presenter. The problem is, like, who's a silly? Who's ready to go the extra mile as much as we are? Because at the end of the day, that's what matters.
There's milk in this.
Sorry.
Yeah. Well, the issue that I have is that I do the hot laps at home, right? But here, I don't know the track. And like, where are we going to find a race car driver that's good enough, right? Like that's the biggest concern that I have.
I had hoped that, oh, sorry, no, I'm still having that.
Oh, sorry, sir.
Why is everything so fast with you?
I've got it.
Yeah?
No, I lost it.
You're watching Throttle House. I'm Thomas.
And I'm James.
And these are 3 of the most powerful American cars ever made.
This is the Shelby GT500. Oh my God. This is a fun day. Actually, one of the reasons this is a fun day is that we partnered with Omaze to give away one of these and $20,000. We'll talk about it more at the end, but right now, all you need to know is that you can enter by going to omaze.com/throttlehouse.
And this is the Camaro ZL1 or ZL1 1LE with the 10-speed. And yes, these are very powerful cars, and these are foreign roads to myself and Thomas. I'm British, he's Canadian, we don't belong, our parents got scared, and alas, they said we need a chaperone.
And that's me. I'm the babysitter. And I'm in the big, fat, old American car because I'm the big, fat, old American.
The Ford Mustang GT500. It's the new dog here, but it's not without rival. All 3 of these cars are special and deserve a proper test. That's why not only have we brought out Jason Camisa to help, but later on, after a drag and roll race, Randy Post himself is going to set lap times.
So the GT500 is the new nemesis and Ford's answer to one of our favourite cars, and coincidentally the fastest car to grace the Throttle House test track back in old Canada, the Camaro ZL1 1LE, which by the way has more torque than that Mustang. Unfortunately, any power rivalry between the 2 pales in comparison to something even more beastly. So, as is tradition, age before beauty. Jason?
I heard that, you British limey. Oh, hi. Before we start talking about the cars that are named after parts numbers, let's talk about how amazing Dodge is at coming up with really cool marketing names for the Challenger's special packages. Starting with Scat Pack, which sounds disgusting, but is actually amazing. And then there's Hellcat, Redeye, Demon. I mean, these are incredible names, and I don't expect you to keep all of these cars straight. But now that the 808 horsepower Demon is dead, the 797 horsepower Redeye is the most powerful Challenger you can get. It's actually the same engine, but it has a deviated septum and it can't breathe in 808 horsepower worth of air. Also, the thing you need to know is that this is a wide body, which, come to think of it, isn't actually a good marketing name. That wide body kit isn't actually just a visual thing. It's a sport pack, basically. So in addition to the fender flares, you get the big Brembos and the 20-inch wheels with the 305s all around, but also adaptive dampers, stiffer springs, and stiffer bars, and shorter gear ratios in the back. This is a real sport pack for the car, but it's not a track pack unlike the other 2 cars here. It turns a 4,500-pound clumsy muscle car with too much power into a 4,500-pound great muscle car with too much power.
Oh, that's really fast. 5.2 liter supercharged V8, 760 horsepower and 625 pound-feet of torque. This car is absolutely mental.
So yeah, these are all really powerful cars, and they're all supercharged V8s. And this thing has 650 horsepower and 650 pound-feet of torque, and yet somehow it is the least powerful of the 3. Let that sink in for a second. Fine, but just for a second.
The GT500 starts at 70,000 US dollars, but that's not even its final form. Because for only $18,500, or the price of buying a brand new Toyota Yaris, Ford will remove the rear seats for you and give you a carbon fiber wing that's adjustable, and they'll give you carbon fiber wheels that are wrapped in Michelin Pilot Sport Cup 2s and a carbon fiber instrument panel. And what that does is it changes the Ford GT500 from a track-capable car to a track monster.
Oh, pish posh with your 760 horsepower. This is 797. But I actually can't say anything bad about that Mustang GT500 because I just did a hugely fabulous, incredibly wonderful, detailed, amazing video on the GT500 for the ECME channel, and I really, really love that car. But there's something I really like about this Challenger too, and that's clarity of purpose. Both Ford and Chevy have invested millions in making what is effectively an oversized coupe actually drive like a sports car. Chrysler didn't bother. This thing is still a muscle car. But it's a muscle car with the most primal, ridiculous scream ever.
Okay, so no, it doesn't buck like a Mustang, and it doesn't scream like a Redeye, but this is the ZL1 1LE, and that means something. And yes, some of that is fun visual stuff like the black accents, but the 1LE package does everything with one thing in mind: grip. And that comes in two main flavors. First, we have these co-developed, exclusive to this car, Goodyear Eagle F1 Supercar 3R tires, which, as I found out early this morning, can be a bit scary in the cold. But also because of the insane aero, we have a specially designed front splitter, these ridiculous canards, and that one-piece spoiler at the back, which alone creates 300 pounds of downforce. All things that should help this car destroy in every metric, apart from top speed, which may hurt us in one test today. Or it may not.
But before we get to that test, where I have a little surprise in store, let's see how these cars drive on the road, shall we?
All right, here's what you need to know about the GT500. First of all, it's ridiculously fast. Second of all, the transmission in this is unbelievably good. The paddles are wired directly to the transmission, so when I call for the next gear, it gives it to me in as fast as 80 milliseconds. The downshifts are lightning quick, and the upshifts have a nice pop to them. We recently drove the Shelby Super Snake, which was more powerful than this. A supercharged V8 as well, but it had a manual transmission, which is very fun. But the thing about that is that even though it is a registered Shelby, it was just mostly a Mustang GT. This is not a regular Mustang GT. Ford has messed with every conceivable part of this car to make something that even on a back road like this feels like an experience. Vibrations come through the steering wheel. The noises it makes are unbelievable. The chassis is stiff, but compliant. The damping is really good and it's adjustable. But my favorite part, by a long shot, is that while the steering in the regular Mustang GT leaves much to be desired, which is a fancy way of saying it's crap, this is amazing. Solid on-center feel, nice vibrations coming through the road. In fact, the one thing that separated the Mustang from the Camaro always for me was the steering. And the news is good because the steering in this is as good or better than the Camaro.
So on the road, the GT500 is all new and all good. But sometimes old is good too. Or maybe old is just old.
It's easy to make fun of this car for being old because it's old. I mean, I own one. I technically have one. It's got a Mercedes badge on it, and it's a four-door, and it's got a Cosworth engine and dogleg, and it would fit in the trunk of this car. Yes, the car's DNA dates back all the way to the 1982 Mercedes 190E. But that means this car has gone through a continual evolution. And great things happen from continual evolutions. Porsche 911, this is a really nice car. Evolution for 2020, it gets electric power steering. And actually, it's very good electric power steering. This one is a 2019, which is a one-year only car with hydraulic power steering. and so much is coming through the steering that if you're used to driving modern cars, you might actually think something's broken. It's got 305s all around and it tram lines all over the place. I kind of love it.
The ZL1 is a car that needs to be taken very seriously. And today we're driving it in the 2019 onwards 10-speed automatic form. Now we're going to take this on the track in a second, but for now on the road I can tell you that the shifts in automatic are fast. However, the paddle shifters are a little slow to respond, and that's somewhere where the GT500 takes the lead. It's just that split second of delay. Chevrolet have made a full-blown sports car. And in doing so, they've given it ridiculous tyres that tramline everywhere on the road. The visibility is awful. The chassis is so tight and the damping is so stiff that even driving this on the highway, I found myself aggressively confirming things. It was just the whole way. And the ergonomics are not so perfect either. There's no real place to rest your elbows. If you're up here, the Mustang kind of has it on that, as does the Redeye. But the sound is incredible. And if you want to, you can put it in touring and it goes as quiet as a psalm, except for all the road noise and the vibrations. But that's not the mode it's best enjoyed in. And like the other two, it comes alive at the track, which is where it belongs.
The thing you need to know before we go on the track is that on a back road like this, the GT500 is a weapon, but it can actually be enjoyed. It's a lot of fun. Very impressive vehicle. Yes, obviously there are some downsides to this car. A lot of this stuff is still very much Mustang, hard plastics. The turning radius is abysmal. The fuel economy is unacceptably bad. But who cares, really? It's all about that engine. It's all about the noise. It's all about the experience. Can we talk about the styling?
Yeah, because I think these are really great. All three of them, great looking cars.
These share philosophy though, like in terms of styling, I think. I mean, this one, with the carbon fiber hood and the canards, this is the meanest one here.
For sure, yeah, by this. It is hard to look mean when you're wearing lipstick.
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 Who wears yellow lipstick? It's not lipstick.
It was a phase. These things happen.
No.
You're supposed to take that off, you know that, right?
Hold on, wait. No. Same rules as those mattress labels that say if anyone cuts it off who's not the end user consumer, everybody goes to jail. I am not the owner of this car. I'm not allowed to touch it. And by the way, you know that the yellow is turning into pink in celebration of breast cancer awareness.
That's so nice of them.
Isn't it?
Oh, wow.
Isn't it?
I have hood pins.
And they work.
They do the real, yes.
Everything about this looks great.
Yeah.
This front end differentiates itself more so than that does from the normal ZL1. And it does things to me.
Ew.
Like below the belt.
Listen, this car looks very different. It's a caricature of a 1960s car. And say what you want about retro design, this is a beautiful piece of thing.
It is. It's a big piece
And
of
I
thing.
love those wheels.
The wheels are really good.
The wheels are
absolutely.
great. The fender flares really completed the design of this car.
They're not carbon fiber though.
Yeah, whatever. The car weighs 9,200 pounds. Also, it's
Yeah,
it's got Hellcats like in the headlight
In the
things. I
headlights,
mean,
I
it's
know.
just. Oh yeah, they
It
got
doesn't
the details
concern
right.
itself with being light or sleek in any way.
Or non-vulgar.
Right. It's an understated decal.
Yes, it is. It's black. It's black. It's tone on tone with the Redeye. Yeah.
So we survived the canyon roads. Should we go to the track?
Sure.
Okay.
I mean, with this.
Yes.
The track of choice? Willow Springs International Raceway. A fast, aggressive track which we will explore in a minute. But first, let's have a drag race.
Okay, drag strip mode. Traction controls off. That's I swear the Camaro was gray before.
Okay, so I have pulled up in a normal ZL1 because I know you guys are all going to get really angry when the 1LE loses. It has so much aero that it gives it a massive disadvantage here.
$50 says Thomas doesn't even notice that James just showed up in a blue car, much less that it's not a 1LE. Anyway, it doesn't matter to me because I have no chance of winning for two reasons. Number one, as you can hear, I'm sick as a dog. Number two, getting a Hellcat off the line is really difficult. Redeye is obviously even worse. The amazing quarter-mile times you see are at a drag strip, which means it's VHT, which means it's a prepped surface with a whole lot more grip. Out here in the real world, they're impossible to launch. I'm going to start at 1/4 throttle in second gear and then reduce from there to control the wheel spin. I may have the most power here, but it's going to take a miracle for me to win this drag race. then again, looking at the people that I'm drag racing against, I mean, Thomas has no idea that there's a full second delay built into the launch control in that GT500, so hopefully by the time he starts moving, I'm already a second ahead.
I've also got some good luck charms because we're in America and I feel uncomfortable. So there's Terrence and Philip. There's my future princess. And there's the man himself, Justino. Okay. Because last time we did this test, you know, it was like driving Corollas. We weren't scared at all. But this time, I feel like, you know, Mustang's pretty scary. I think I can beat it, but I just want to be prepared. Okay.
All right, here we go. Let's do this.
Here we go. And Randy says,
Gentle, gentle, gentle.
I feel like that guy's overqualified. Oh, the delay.
Damn it.
go on ZL1.
Told you I was gonna lose.
All right, we're gonna go do a roll race. This kind of matches up with car and drivers results. They found that the ZL1 non-1LE was within 1/10 of this time in the quarter mile. So, I mean, when it comes down to reality and the delay and the launch control, kind of makes sense.
For the next test, we rounded the last corner at 50 miles per hour, lined up side by side, and looked for Randy's signal.
And takes the launch out of it.
Okay. And floor it.
And the horsepower wins. Yeah. Bye, guys.
Come on!
Come on, ZL1. No! No! Megan! Terrence! Justin! Help!
And that's a clean win for the Redeye.
Bollocks!
Redeye takes the roll on.
We don't need them. None of us need them. We don't need them. We don't need them. Shut your face, Uncle. Yeah? What's up?
Oh, sweet, bald-headed baby Jesus, that's fast. Woo! The steering is as good as the 1LE out here, especially at the limit, and that's high praise. It's not as heavy as that hydraulic rack in that Redeye, but it's really good. The GT500 feels like it belongs out here. In every other environment, it feels like a caged lion. This is every bit the monster the 1LE is, but with more compliance. The brakes are incredible. Oh my God, the speed on the straights.
Usually I talk more, but I was captivated by the GT500. It's a riot to drive and perfectly balanced at the limit, and the 7-speed dual clutch is violently fast in a straight line, but then seamless in the corner so it doesn't upset the balance of the car. I was blown away. In fact, I could have lapped all day, but Jason kicked me off the track so we could have free run in Redeye.
You ever brought your mom to a strip club? Because that's what this thing feels like on a racetrack. I mean, it actually does the deed. It's really fast, it's got a lot of grip, but you get the feeling it just doesn't want to be here. Christ! Come on. Ooh, she a big girl. I mean, you can't really fault this car for its ability to do things, but other than go fast in a straight line, it just doesn't want to. The steering is heavy, the car is heavy, the suspension just feels like it's trying to pound the track into submission. No, 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 no. This is not what you want in a track car. SRT never made this to be a track car, and this is why. I don't think all the engineering money in the world could honestly turn one of these things into a track machine. But why? You don't need it when you can do this.
Yes, ZL1 beats a Mustang from a dig, but not in 1LE form, because in 1LE form we have DSS-V dampers which are fixed, not like the magnetic ride in the normal ZL1. The top speed of this suffers, but on a track it's a monster, and my complaints about ride quality on the road fade away, because the tautness results in a confidence. This chassis is unbelievable. And the downshifts are so quick. Now I know Thomas likes to go around with manual paddle shifting mode, but this automatic is so good. It does exactly what I want it to do. I don't need to touch the paddles, and it's a good thing because they're not that responsive, or they're at least not as responsive as the GT500. And I know for Randy's hot laps, he also used just the automatic. He didn't touch the shifters because Chevy's transmission tuning is so goddamn good in this. And no, this doesn't have the hydraulic steering of the Redeye either. It gives enough feedback though. And where the steering doesn't give feedback, the chassis makes up the rest. No, the GT500's all new. But it's hard to take on a 1LE.
But Randy Popst is going to give it a try. And if you aren't already familiar with Randy, he's a decorated racing driver who actually holds the track record here on Big Willow. So let's start with the Redeye. Here's his hot lap highlights.
Oh, it goes down the straightaways, people. 140, 150. Down, boy, sit. Redeye. Takes a lot of pedal pressure, a lot of understeer in 1. Up into 3. Big understeer, big oversteer. Got a little bit of everything. Strong understeer, strong understeer. Strong torque off the corner. These Pirelli P0s are no match for the tracky tires on the other competitors. Woo! We come off the corner though. Hellcat likes those straightaways. Power! Supercharged Hemi. Get it, baby. Here we go. 130. 140. It's happening that fast, people. 150. Boom! Hot lap.
With the Redeye hot laps done, it's Camaro time.
Woo! 140 plus, people. Down into 1. Oh yeah. Stops good. Got the grip. Got the brakes. Smart transmission. It's the automatic, but boy, it knows what to do. Yeah. Point that baby down in there. Yeah. Over the hill. 115 on the exit. That's a good number. Oh, we can get the power early out of 8. Into 9. I can feel the corner speed. Oh yeah. 1LE, baby. Yeah, this Camaro chassis is alpha platform in the 1LE. Oh. Camaro people do a good job on handling.
Finally, Randy grabbed the GT500.
This is the carbon package. It's got Michelin Sport Cup 2s on it. They're not terribly fresh. Almost every tire will give you the best lap when it is brand new, with nothing but a warm-up lap on it. Oh! Dogs! Oh my God, this thing is fast. Nice turn in rotation. The Shelby would be proud. Down boy, sit. Down boy, sit. In hot. Little assy. A little more gentle with my inputs. Woo! Oh, there's grip. This thing's fast. Woo! Oh my Lord, it definitely feels like 100 more horsepower than the Camaro. They're not exaggerating that number. Woo! That carbon package with the carbon fiber wheels, you can feel that in the handling. Makes the car turn better. Phew, I hate to pull over.
Okay, before we show the lap times, know that yes, we did actually have Randy do those hot laps back first thing in the morning, so all the tires were as fresh as possible. So here are the times. The 1LE wins. We had suspected from the beginning of the day that the track was a bit slow overall, but most importantly, we had to ask Randy how the GT500 lost. Also, Jason's illness finally got the best of him, so he needed a bit of rest. He's probably allergic to Canadians.
Okay, Randy, why did the GT500 lose?
The Mustang arrived on tires that were well cooked, and the Camaro is too good to be given that kind of a tire advantage.
Okay, so if the GT500 arrived on fresh Cup 2s, would it win?
Oh yeah, I mean it's 10 miles an hour faster on every long straight.
Okay. All right, before we decide which one we want, I just want to hear a word about the Redeye, Jason. Okay. I've seen him look better, I'll be honest.
Go on then.
Which one would you take? Go.
I would take the GT500, knowing that that is almost $20,000 US cheaper. Like that's so close.
You'd still take this though?
Just. It has a smoother engine and a smoother ride, and that really in 1LE form only belongs on the track. Like I really struggled with that on the road for the last few days.
Okay. I would also take the GT500. I just think it's the better overall package.
They knocked it out of the park.
It's a fantastic car.
Beautiful.
No, it's an absolute win. Randy, which one would you take?
I'm a longtime fan of the Camaro and the Alpha platform, and I'm cheap. What a value. I'd go Camaro.
Okay. Jason, which one would you take?
Call a doctor.
Okay. So, for your chance to win a Ford GT500, and trust me, you want to win a GT500, and $20,000, all you have to do is go to omaze.com/throttlehouse. The best part is your entries go to a great cause. They help the Gas Monkey Foundation. So go to omaze.com/throttlehouse. Go there, donate, good luck.
Okay, whew. Thanks for watching. This was our biggest project so far on the channel, so subscribe if you want to see more stuff like this. We upload every week, and if you haven't seen them yet, go check out our other track videos. Also, make sure to check out Jason's GT500 video on the East Me YouTube channel, where he races a Ferrari. See you next time.